Hi guys, we've always planned to get some pigs. We've had we've had a really successful season raising chickens and harvesting chickens. So we've got the necessary paperwork from the local authority, so we can keep pigs. We can have up to three, all for self-consumption. We can't sell them or anything like that. So what we're planning on doing is getting three pigs, using them to hopefully clear all that nasty weed out that we had in the garden, and then move them up into the woods and sort of keep them in a sort of a more natural environment up in the woods once they've done their landscaping efforts for us down in the bottom garden. So I'm going to make them a bit of a shelter. Speaking to local people who keep pigs outside here, they don't really offer any shelter for the animals, but we think we're probably going to give them some because the wind and the rain can get quite cold here, so we're going to knock something together. Now usually when I design something like this, I completely over-engineer it and make it far too heavy to move around. So Emma's come up with a design which she found online, and I'm going to try and replicate that design. So I'll run through it with you quickly. So hopefully it's not too windy that you can still hear what I'm saying. So the idea is that we use four bits of timber to sort of make this into a square or an oblong, and then we use this is reinforcement sheeting. So you'd probably use this if you were laying a concrete pad or foundation as the reinforcement. This is really light reinforcement, and what you can sort of see that it's in a hoop section. So what we're going to do with that is hoop it between these two pieces of wood to make an arc over the top. And then at the back here, I've got some marine plywood, so that's waterproof plywood, that I'm going to use to make a back wall of the pig arc. And then over the mesh, we're going to put tarpaulins, sort of a heavier gauge tarpauling over there. Fill it up with straw. Hey presto, Bob's your uncle, and we've got somewhere for the pigs to get out of the rain, out of the wind if they need to, and hopefully it'll still be light enough that we can move it from area to area. So that's what I'm going to do. Following morning after the building of the pig ark. Tell I've not done this for a while. The camera stopped recording halfway through the time lapse. I'm not sure, ran out of memory or battery or something, who knows. Anyway, I'll give you a quick overrun of where we are and up to it. So we got the tarpaulin on last night, and I managed to sort of temporary tack it down with some nails. I'm going to sort that out in a minute and get that a bit better. Got the backboard on. Yeah, so that's where we are with it. So what I plan to do this morning is run a batten along that bottom edge there, take those nails out and screw a batten on so it's the whole side fastened down. I'll do that on both sides. I'm also conscious that this section here, because the tarpaulin is made up of two smaller tarpaulins, this section here is a weak point, so the wind could possibly get under there. And obviously I can punch a hole in here and tie them onto the reinforcement mesh underneath. I'm just trying to think of a better way of sealing the whole lot. It might be as simple as some duct tape along there, just to hold it down. And also I want to try and figure out how I can make the fastening at the front a bit more effective, and at the back as well. So ideally I'd like to run some sort of flexible plastic or something over there, and then screw that on to hold the whole lot down, rather than just the odd nail here and there, just to make it more secure. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that at the minute, but As I'm working along, these ideas come to you as you do stuff, and we'll see how we go. It's quite light, we can pick it up. Emma and I picked it up last night. Just need to fix some handles on the back and on the front somehow, just to make it a little bit easier to lift. And there we go, jobs are almost a good one. So I reckon an hour today we'll have this done. So bit of a strange day today. When you look out the window, you see the black sky and the wind's blowing. We're due a storm tonight, a tormenta, as it's called in Spanish, which I think is a great word for a storm, a tormenta. Una tormenta. But it's actually 18 degrees. And in certain places, as you can see, the sun's shining. It's really windy, but the sun's shining and it's 18 degrees. So, yeah, a bit of a strange one. Anyway, time to crack on. Okay, phase one of Operation Bacon Sandwich is complete, with some accommodation for the old piggeroles. So as discussed, I put the batten down the side just down here to hold the tarpaulin on better. I've just put a rudimentary handle on there. I mean, I don't know how long that's going to last for pigs traipsing backwards and forwards over it, but one thing you can see is, if you can see, that's me lifting it up. It's just one hand, so you know it's fairly light. Just reinforced on the top here with some cloth tape, and just to smooth off any sharp edges, so piggies don't cut themselves. This weak point I thought about, and I've just gone along with it with some cloth tape. We've used this cloth tape on the polytunnel where we've had slight rips in it, especially when the plastic got blew off in the storm last year. So any holes that were punctured in it, we just put this cloth tape on it, and it's still going strong now. So you know, I'm fairly confident that'll hold up. As regards the back here, I found this conduit. So this is a plastic electrical conduit, which is very flexible. So all I've done is flex that over the backboard and use that. Just sort of drilled it down here and here, just to hold the tarpaulin on a bit stronger, and also another basic handle on the back so we can pick it up and move it around. Yep, so there we are. Happy days, pleased with that. Next job is to get some electric fencing. So in the next week or so we're going to be getting electric fencing and a little solar powered, well, it just keeps the battery topped up for the electric fencing. Yeah, so that'll be phase 2 of Operation Bacon Sandwich. Afternoon's little project is we're going to have some pigs on order shortly. Two pigs coming. We've been and bought the electric fence. That's been delivered. We're sorting out some water situation for them, because the plan is initially we're going to have them in the field down the bottom of the garden, hopefully to get rid of those nasty weeds that we were constantly moaning about last year. And then we're going to move them up into the woods. So if you watched our last video, you saw us working up in the woods. One of the reasons we're up there is to clear the area a little bit for the pigs as well. That's sort of their natural environment, so we're going to get them up in the woods and grow them up there. So this is going to be our water feeder. So what I need to do is fit some, and this is my new favourite word, we're fitting some pig nipples to it. Okay, so these little jobbies, oh, it's felt a bit on me, look. Let's just do that up. So this chrome silvery bit, this is the actual pig nipple, and when imagine this is a pig, okay, so when he comes and nibbles on this, okay, when he moves this lever, water comes out from inside the barrel, and this thing here is a sort of a bulkhead kind of affair. So we're going to drill a hole in the barrel, poke this through, so the wall of the barrel will be in this piece here, sealed on the washers, and then we'll screw the pig nipple onto it, and job's a good one, hopefully. We'll see how we go. So if you're following along at home, ask your mum for some sticky back plastic and a washing up bottle, and we'll move on. That's for the older viewers, hopefully, Peter. Emma's looking at me absolutely gone out. What the hell are you on about? I'm sure some of the older viewers will appreciate that. So we're going to start by drilling a hole through here. Now this is a 1/2 inch thread on this pig nipple, okay, which I think is about 21 millimeters. I've got this Forstner bit on here. It's 20 millimeters. But what that means is when I'm able to sort of screw it into the barrel wall, and it's got a really tight fit then, which is nice. So here we go. We contemplated long and hard about where we should fit this nipple on here, because obviously when the pigs come they're going to be smaller, but when they grow, and it's going to be here. So, right, do we put it low, do we put it high? Anyway, there's a genius solution. We put it low and then we put it on bricks. It's as simple as that, I think. So we're going to start by drilling this 20 millimeter hole with this Forstner bit. I was looking for volunteers from the kids to climb inside the barrel and do it up, but none of them seemed keen on doing that. I can't do it because I can't get my belly through the top of it.
I'm not sure that the kids would fit, to be fair.
The same one get his hair through the top of it. So, as you can see, this is going to go on the inside of the barrel.
If it was a real blueprinter project, shouldn't you have shown here's one that I made earlier?
Ta-da! I did this earlier so I don't make a complete wally of myself when I'm showing you this one. So I'm just trying to turn that with a bit of pressure on it to cut into the plastic. It's coming slowly. Or not, it's okay.
Or not. I don't know if you can hear the tractor in the background, but they're muck spreading in the field next door. Slurry spreading on the field next door. And let me just tell you that you're very lucky that this is not smelly vision. I keep blaming Adam, but he swears it's not him.
And we're on dog watch now. The dog's not allowed out of the house on their own for a few days. There has to be constant baths.
Are you having issues?
No, not at all. Okay, so that's that. So the washer goes back on, and then that'll be tightened up, and that seals it. So hopefully it doesn't leak between the barrel and the brass fitting here. Another slurry tractor going past.
Same one.
In fact, it's the same one, is it?
Yeah, he's gone to go and refill.
Okay, so then we've got this 1/2 inch barrel, which is going onto here. Just going to nip this up a little bit. I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to use PTFE tape on this or not. These adjustable spanners are awful. Look at the play in that. Okay, so that's sort of done up. It seems that you tighten one thing up and something else comes undone. there we go. So if I just turn that around now. Super. So there we go. I mean, that's quite sturdy. I was a little bit concerned that because we're having to use this such a long bulkhead fitting, I guess you'd call it, that it might give the pigs a bit of leverage, and I know they can be quite rough, and they might just sort of snap this out of the barrel. But that's why we've gone for brass fittings rather than plastic ones. But so theory is you fill this up with water. Old piggy comes along for his drink, and there he goes. Apparently you train them by putting peanut butter on here. They come along and they scoff up the peanut butter, and then they realise water's coming out, and apparently it's quite a quick process. I would imagine the farm they're coming from anyway, they're probably feeding on something very similar to this anyway, so hopefully that'll be it. So 2 piggies, 1 barrel, 2 nipples on, and we'll see how it goes. Just put a bit of water in just to make sure it works, just to test, make sure it's not leaking, the quality of my workmanship and my sticky black plastic. So the old piggy comes along, he chomps down on this, and you can see the water comes out. Move it to the left, right, up, down, water comes out. And same with that one as well. So good. There's no leaks around. No leaks around, or is there? Is that weeping there?
Yes.
Yes, there's a little weep on that one. Is the weeping on this one? Oh, this one's okay. So just perhaps need to nip that up a little bit, just to stop that weep. But on the whole, that's a good job. The eagle-eyed viewers out there will be saying, you need a hole in the top, or you're going to create a vacuum inside and the water's going to start coming out. Yeah, we know, we're going to do it. We'll put a hole in the top. We might try it without a lid on for a start, for various reasons, but yeah, we will put a hole in the top so it doesn't create a vacuum and hold the water inside. So we've set up the electric fencing. We've got the gates all set up and everything. We've done this two fence system just for extra security until the pigs are trained to the hot wires. So it's time of truth now. We're gonna wire it all up and see if it works. So obviously never done this before. The instructions are a bit vague. So this is an earth spike, and I think this is how it works. The earth goes into here, so we connect the earth there. This is the live wire. It goes to here and then connects onto the fence. And I think what happens is that when the pig or whatever touches the fence, that completes the circuit, and it gets that little electric shock through the earth. I think that's how it works anyway, so we'll see. So if we start with the earth, so this is solar power just to keep the battery topped up. It's already charged. The battery is obviously inside here. Okay, so that's the earth in. So what comes first? Do you attach this on first? Because there doesn't seem to be any on-off button on this. So I'm assuming as soon as I connect this up, everything's going to become live. I think.
There's only one way to know for certain.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on getting getting shocked, to be honest with you. So I guess as long as I don't touch this earth thing while I'm doing it, I'll be all right, won't I? So shall I just connect this onto here? That's long enough, isn't it? So that connects onto there. I'll keep well away from this. I'm not sure how my pacemaker would take it if I electrocuted myself.
Might supercharge
It
you.
might supercharge me. I don't think you could handle me supercharged, babe.
No, I don't think I could.
Oh,
What?
we're live, I think.
Is there no light on it to say that it's on or anything?
There's two LEDs at this end, neither of which are lit.
Right.
Um,
I would come round and have a look, but it seems that I'm inside the electric cable.
we purchased one of these. Well, I'm assuming it's a electric fence tester, so should we test it?
You're assuming it is?
Yeah. Well, I don't know how it works. Well, there's no lights coming up or anything. I don't know, perhaps we need a brave volunteer to touch it, Emma.
I'm not touching it.
How does this thing work? Again, there's no instructions with this either. The battery's in the right way, I assume. Or not. It's a PP9 battery in there. For all you battery aficionados out there. It's the one you used to put in your tongue as a kid to get a little shock off of it.
That's the neighbours back from their 3 months away in the sun.
So the electric fence is all up and working. I figured out why it wasn't, why the fence wasn't live. It's because there's a secret little on-off switch which is hidden away underneath the carry strap. So I found that, turned it on. We bought a tester, but it just seems to say that everything's live, even when you walk 20 miles that way, it's still live. So we used our crash test dummy Zane, bribed him with some euros, and he's touched it for us, and it's definitely working. So all good. We're ready for the well, we're not quite. Well, the fence is ready for the old pigs tomorrow or early next week. Don't grab it. Just put your back of your hand on it.
And you can't touch it.
Hmm?
And you can't touch it.
I don't want to touch it.
15 euro.
I've had a little belt off of it, but it was off the box, not the fence.
15.
I will give you 15 euros if you allow me to post this video on YouTube of you touching the electric fence.
Yep, works.
Thanks, mate. Much appreciated.
I felt it in my leg.
You felt it in your leg?
Yes. Works.
Cool.
15 euro.
Okay, so it's pig arrival day, and they've chosen a beautiful day to arrive. We're all set up, we think. So if I just quickly run you through the setup we've got. So here's the bin for their food. That's all in there. The only thing we do need to do is measure out. We need like a standard measuring cup that's going to say like this is 1 kilogram, just to make everything nice and easy so we can feed them. Here's the electric fence. This is the main unit. I'm not actually sure what it's called, but this is the bit where the battery is, and obviously you can see the solar panel charging it up and putting the charge into the fence. It's been on all night. I know it's on this morning because one of the dogs, Reggie's, shocked himself on it when I was taking the rubbish down to the bin earlier. Right, let's see if I can get in here without shocking myself. So here we have, this is the water butt you've just seen me making early in the video. So what we've done is we've used like one of these, I think it's got a ratchet strap, isn't it? Like we use on the back of a lorry to tie the loads down with. I've put these posts in either side just to stop the pigs from knocking the barrel over, because this is obviously their water supply. And we filled it up yesterday. Yeah, still working. Yeah, so I'm not sure how quickly they're going to go through that. We'll obviously check it every day, twice a day, when the pigs are fed. Bowls to put the pig food in. Ideally I wanted some rubber ones, but we're not been able to find any, so these tough plastic ones we'll have to do. Whether the pigs will absolutely destroy them, who knows. And then over to the pig ark, pen, or pig house. Casa de Cerdo. So we've got some straw in there, just so they can make a bit of a nest if they want to. Then get in there out of the sunshine, a bit of shade for them. There's a bit of shade down the side there as well. So obviously in this open field there's very little shade, and I think pigs are one of the only animals that can sunburn apart from humans. So it's important for them to have shade. Obviously when they go up into the woods, you can see the woods up there, and there'll be much more shade, especially when the leaves start to come on the trees up there. But while they're in this field here doing the weeding and spreading the manure, this is going to be their only source of shade. I mean, if it does get too hot, which I'm not expecting this time of year, and too sunny, we'll put put a tarpaulin up or something for them to get shade. And there we go. This is going to be their home for the next couple of weeks, I would guess. I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take them to root around here and get all these roots out and stuff. Who knows? But we'll see. We'll see how we go. So there we go. We're all ready. They're due to arrive this afternoon.